Hello friends, myself Rudra Swami, and today we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is water cycle. Okay, what is meant by water cycle and what are the steps of water cycle that we are going to see in this today's session. Okay, so first of all, what is meant by water cycle? We will see water cycle. It is the Water cycle is the process of transportation of water or moving water moving around the earth and the air or atmosphere. The moving water in the different states, in the different state of water like solid, liquid and gaseous state. Okay, in different state it will be moved around the land and air in atmosphere. Continuously it is moving. In simple word we can say that water cycle is the process of water moving around between the earth and land. Okay, and this process is happening continuously throughout the year, 24 hours. In this process is happening continuously, and from the millions of years it will happening. And suppose that this process is not there, then there will be no life on the earth. Okay, that is why water cycle is important for the survival of living organisms. Okay, so during water cycle there are some proper steps are there. Okay, we are going to see the steps of water cycle, steps which are involved in the water cycle. First step is there, that is evaporation step. Okay, first step is evaporation. Okay, from the water bodies or from the lands, okay, water get evaporated. That process we will see. Then second step is transpiration. What is meant by transpiration? That also we are going to see in this session. Okay. Third step is condensation step. After the transpiration, after the evaporation process, this third step is there, that is condensation. This happens in atmosphere or in the higher level or higher atmosphere. This step is happening. Okay. The fourth step is after condensation. This condensation process, after condensation, this precipitation process is there. That falling of rain in the form of water or raindrops or as a hails. That process is nothing but the precipitation process. Then runoff, the next step after the precipitation, that is runoff process. Water gets run away on the surface of earth. That is nothing but the runoff process. We will see one by one all these process steps. Okay, and the last step, that is infiltration process. What will happen when after precipitation? What will happen to the water water droplets or rain? That where it goes, that we will see. Okay, and this is the cycle, continuous cycle. It happens throughout the year. Continuously it is happening from the millions of years, and it will let it go again and again, each and every day. Okay, we will see in details. Okay. Okay, then we are going to see the first step of this water cycle, that is evaporation. Okay, before going to start, first tell me that you might be have noticed how water gets disappear from the clouds as they dry up in the sun, as well as from the wet roads. Okay, rooftops, pathways, etc. Means when the sunlight is passing to very few amount of water which is lying on the surface of the ground or from the wet clouds, after some time the clouds gets dried up, just because that droplets which are present in the clouds, it will get evaporated. It will get evaporated. What is my evaporation? The conversion of water droplets or water into water vapors. That is nothing but the evaporation. Okay, the water changes to water vapors due to heat or due to sun's heat, this process is called as evaporation process. And this is the important process you might be seeing. See here, all of you. See here, this is the at the bottom. This is the, suppose that this is the water surface of water is there. Due to sun's heat, water gets changes to water vapor, and it is get lighted up, and it gets transferred into higher in the atmosphere. That is nothing but the evaporation process. Okay, that is nothing but the evaporation process. Okay, the same process is used to separate salt from the seawater. Okay, this evaporation process or this evaporation technique, this technique we are using for the separation of salt from the sea water. Okay, we are separating the salt from the seawater by using this evaporation technique. Okay, I will show one image to you. See here this, when extra amount of heat is passing through the surface of the water, the upper surface is get heated, and that will converts into water vapor. These water droplets will convert into water vapor, and it goes higher up in the atmosphere. Can you see this in the second image? Yes. Okay. Okay. The seawater evaporates, leaving behind the salt. Okay. After evaporation, the seawater, what will get remain? Only the salt and other minerals are get remain, and the water gets evaporate higher up in the atmosphere. The water vapors formed become a part of the air, and it will get disappears. This evaporation of water is faster in sunlight. Okay, this due to excessive amount of heat is passed by the sunlight. This is get faster in rate. Okay, see this second image. See, this is how we can separate the salt from the seawater. This is how we are separating salt from the sea water. Okay. It is slower during this is evaporation process. It is slower during the night time or in shade. During the daytime, the heat of the sun causes the surface layer of water to vaporize and form a water surface at very fast rate, just because of that sun's heat. Okay, so this is all about the evaporation, and this evaporation is happening on the all the water bodies like lake, rivers, ponds, after that sea, oceans. Okay, this evaporation method process is happening. Okay, similar to that evaporation, plants absorb water through their roots and use a part of this to prepare their food and retain some amount of water. Okay, after preparing their food, they store their water in other bodies. Okay, in different parts of their bodies, and this water is also get evaporated through stomata. The remaining part of this water is get released by them into air as a water vapor through the process called transpiration. Okay, this is the simple process of evaporation of water through the plant bodies. Okay, means in the plant bodies stomata is there, and the excess amount of water which is stored in the different parts, that is get released by these small holes called stomata, and the process of these conversion of water to water vapor, that is nothing but the transpiration process. Okay, transpiration, evaporation and transpiration, the both are similar, but the conversion of water to water vapor from different bodies are there. Okay, so this is all about the evaporation and transpiration. Okay, the water, it will changes to water vapor from the plant bodies, that is nothing but the transpiration process. So water vapor is formed by both by evaporation as well as transpiration. We know that. Okay. Then the next step is, the third step is condensation step. Okay, the water vapor in the air forms cloud by the process of condensation. As the water vapor goes higher up in the atmosphere, it will get condenses, it will get cooled down. Okay, and that due to the low temperature, it will get cools down, and again it will convert into water droplets. The process of condensation plays an important role in bringing water back to the surface of the earth. Okay, as due to the lower temperature higher up in the atmosphere, that water vapor again changes into tiny water droplets, and they collectively form a cloud. These water droplets collect on the dust particles and which is present in the atmosphere, and they form a cloud. As we go higher from the earth, it gets cooler. When the air moves up, it becomes cooler. See this image, you can see this. Yes, when evaporation happens, okay, that water converts into water vapor, it goes higher up in the atmosphere, and in higher atmosphere low temperature is there, and again water droplets are converted, water vapors are converted into water droplets, and they forms cloud. This process is nothing but the condensation process. Okay. At sufficient height, the air becomes so cool that the water vapor present in it cools to form a tiny water droplets called uh, water droplets. This process is called condensation. It is these tiny droplets that remain floating in the air and appears to us as a cloud. This is how clouds are formed. These clouds leads to a rain as many droplets of water come together and form large drops. Okay, as soon as they come close to each other, all the water droplets, the cloud becomes heavy. These drops of water become so heavy that they begin to fall, and it called as a rain. Okay, in cold region, this rain falls in the form of hail or snow. Okay, this due to condensation of water vapors, it will changes into form of droplets or water or tiny water droplets. These tiny water droplets combines with each other, and it becomes heavy. Cloud becomes heavy. As soon as they becomes heavy, it cannot hold that water droplets, and it will falls down as a rain. Okay, and in cold region, due to excessive very less amount of temperature is there, that's why these water droplets converts into the form of hail or snow. That snowfall is there. Yes, that is nothing but due to the low amount of temperature is there. This is called the falling of rain. The falling of rain from the clouds, or falling of snow or hail from the clouds, that process is called as precipitation process. This is the fourth step of the water cycle. The process of condensation plays an important role in bringing water back to the surface of the earth. As soon as the evaporation is happens from the water bodies, as soon as the transpiration happens from the plant bodies, okay, due to that, water converts into water vapors, and these water vapors are again come back to the earth just because of the important process, that is nothing but the condensation process, and it is the main process in the water cycle. See, the whole water cycle process is happening in three main steps: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Evaporation, then condensation, and then precipitation. Okay, these three steps in that water cycle is there. Okay. Water from the ocean and surface of the earth goes into air as a vapor and returns as a rain, hail or snow, and finally goes to the oceans. Okay, when after precipitation happens, okay, the water run away on the surface of the earth. That process is called as runoff process. Okay, that process is called as runoff process. Okay, it will run away towards the water bodies like river and then oceans, lake, ponds. That process is nothing but the runoff process. And after precipitation, one more point is there. After precipitation, some amount of water is seep into the ground. That process is nothing but the infiltration process. Okay, and all these processes, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, transpiration, runoff and infiltration process. These processes are happening continuously throughout the year, and this is happening from the millions of years, and it will let it happens continuously. The circulation of water in this manner known as water cycle. Okay, again come back to the main point. What is meant by water cycle? The circulation of water in the different forms of its state in the on the land and the atmosphere and in the air, that is nothing but the water cycle. Circulation of water in this manner is known as water cycle, and this circulation of water between the oceans and the land is the continuous process. See this. See this process. Yes. Evaporation is there, then condensation, then precipitation, runoff, infiltration is there, and this process is happening continuously throughout the year. And from millions of years, this will happen continuously. Okay, so this is all about the water cycle. The remaining points we are going to see in next session. Okay, thank you.